Good day, and welcome back to Axis Empire's Totaler Krieg. Composer 99 here. In this video, we're going to play through the winter 1942-1943 season. Without any further ado, let's get started. First things first is the seasonal victory point check. No strategic hexes have changed hands, so we're still looking at 1 VP Axis tied, and I believe a strategic count of +4. The seasonal turns, let's clear out some of these cards. For the Axis seasonal turn, they reveal their new current card, Treaty, 29A. They're going to go ahead and remove card 29B, Puppet Government. And they have to pick a pending card. We gotta go back. New World Order. So our final countdown towards total war is on. 4 turns to go. Seasonal replacements. They again have no Yugoslav units. They have an Italian step, which they're going to go ahead and place in Milan to eventually sit in Pola so that they have the ability to place the Axis Scratch Convoy. And we're now basically out of Italian steps to place. Maybe we won't place it there. We should start reinforcing some of these hexes here, maybe. That might be better. Once we don't have steps to place, we won't be able to reinforce them. So I think this is a better play. We're going to put that unit in Naples. We also get 2 German infantry. So let's go ahead and place them in... We don't really need... It might be nice to have another big infantry unit to place down in the southern sector when we're fighting Romanians and for after when we actually get to attack Russia. So let's go ahead and just place 1 infantry step here and 1 infantry step there. We could place down the paratroopers, but we don't need them until the summer, so we're not going to worry about it. We'll be able to place them close enough to somewhere we want to attack during the summer reinforcements or replacements segment. Okay, that is it. Oh, the Soviets forgot to remove their Air Force, so let's just go ahead and do that. And they have a delay roll then, so we'll just go ahead and do that a little out of sequence here. That was a delay roll from last turn. A 3, so it would have been starting from September, October, 1, 2, 3. So they're getting that back in the spring. Not bad. Okay. All right, so do we want to place an air force on the off chance we get to activate Hungary and attack somewhere? I don't think so. So we'll just stick with that. No support segment. Again, we don't need convoys. Right now, we're not worried about an Allied attack until they can constitute 8th Army. So that's it for organization and support, I think. Well, we've forgotten about our political event. But we don't have any organization or support, so we can just skip ahead to operational movement once we resolve the political event. Treaty, political event, and we are once again trying to activate Hungary. A 3 becomes a 4. Oh, that's getting frustrating. Neutrals pressured. All right, now I think we're going to go ahead and place a minor influence marker in Hungary. Let's go ahead and do that. That's going to give them a +2 Diro modifier on rules specifically targeting Hungary. So they'll hopefully be able to get country joins access next turn. That's the end of their political event. As we said, we have no support or organization. I think we'll just move the Panzer step here, and we have those units there. And half 1, half 2 during operational movement. No combat. So reserve movement, we don't have any up here. We have half, 1, half. And that is the end of the Axis faction turn. Play proceeds to the Western faction. The Western faction reveals their new current card, Western Military Aid. We have to pick a new pending card before we do anything else. We're going to pick Churchill Diplomacy, leading up to Scandinavian League, because we're really hoping to get an influence marker in Sweden in order to activate it with Scandinavian League over the summer. Because Total War is going to start in the summer, we can maybe push back Arcadia Conference to the winter season and play Operation Crusader. We'll revisit it when we get to that point, though. All right, replacements. We have no minor country replacements. We must place a British infantry step. We're going to go ahead and place the Canadians. They have to go in the US-Canada box. And that is it for replacements. That's not the right force pull. Political event. Actually, we don't want to place the Canadians because we could get them through military aid. So we're going to go ahead and place this British infantry step. We're actually running out of British units to place, which is a good situation to be in. All right, political event. 6 becomes 6, military aid. So again, we have to place a... We don't have any minor country steps and we have no delays, so we're just going to go ahead and place our Canadians. Now we have organization and support segment. We should send the Canadians somewhere, but where? All of our ports in Britain that face the North Sea are full. I suppose we could send them back to... Oh, they're not. We could put it in Scapa Flow, actually. Which might even be a good spot for something like the these 113 units instead of a detachment, because we could convert the detachment back to a unit. So we may actually do that. If we have the Canadians go to Africa, and then those South African units maybe go up to Scapa Flow. So we'll go ahead and put a convoy here during the support segment. And organization, no organization. Operational movement, the Canadians will move to the West Africa box. Thanks to the convoy. No, don't do that. There we go. The South Africans will also go to the box. That's operational movement. No reserve movement. Or no, there is reserve movement. No combat. So during reserve movement, that would technically go to the use box and back, but that's fine. This will go here. And this unit will go to Scapa Flow. So that'll let us get another British unit on the map. And that is reserve movement. And that is the Western faction turn. Next up, the Soviet faction. Oops. Oh, we do want that, but we want to close this. They are going to reveal limited war production. What are they going to do now? Now might be a good time for Litvinov diplomacy to see if we can get neutrals pressured. And if the Soviets get neutrals pressured, in that case, they're definitely going to play it on Finland. And then we'll have limited war production available in the summer when we kind of really want it. Although 3 more steps would be nothing to sneeze at. We do have now a lot of steps in our force pool that we can try and bring out. We're getting 4 steps and 1 armor type step. And we do need to defend Leningrad, and we do need to defend Smolensk more, and we need to defend along the frontier with Romania. Although we might be hoping to use our Russians in Romania as fallback forces to the forts. But we have to pick a pending card first. Do we go for steps, or do we go for Litvinov diplomacy? Litvinov diplomacy has a 1 in 3 chance of rolling on the conference table, and a 1 in 6 chance once we get to the conference table of rolling neutrals pressured. So it's a 1 in 18 chance per turn of removing the influence marker in Finland. That's not great. So I think we are better off doing pre-war production. We could get minor country politics, but Germany is surely not going to tolerate rolling on the diplomatic incident table on Finland. So I think we're just better playing it safe in this case. Right? It's one thing to roll if, there's a decent 2/3 or even half chance of getting something interesting, which, like we did with the Axis minor country politics in Spain last video. But in this case, right, 118 is just low chances. So we're going to go ahead and play pre-war production as our next current card and just get more steps out. Now we have to place steps. We get to place an armor type step, so we'll place one of these mechs. Where do we want to put it? We probably have enough armor type units in the northern sector and the central sector, so maybe we should put one in the south to reconstitute that unit, in which case let's put that down. And we need 2 more infantry. We're going to go ahead and place an infantry here, and there, and then here. That's our 4 infantry. We don't have any support. We don't have any political events. We don't have anything to do in support segment because our support unit is an interceptor, and we don't need to place any convoys. I guess we could actually. Would it be easier to just ship that unit over? Half 1, half 2, half 3. I mean, it's actually easier to run it along. The slow infantry, it's better to do port to port, but the armor's faster going overland. Where were we? Organization. We're going to organize units. One thing we have to watch out for when we're looking at our stacking up is you may remember in the remote past of the fighting in Poland that the Russians several times violated stacking limits thanks to their 3-step HQs. So we just have to keep an eye out for that. That's where those 1-step units might come in handy. We're going to go ahead and place a unit here. So now Smolensk is fully stacked with infantry, and our next priority will be stacking this up with infantry so we're not using tanks defensively. Even though those 1, 2, 3s are they're decent defensive units. They're certainly better than the one-step infantry, aren't they, on the defense? And that is it. Oh, no, we're in operational movement. Half 1, half 2, half 3. And what we'll want to do is switch those units over. So we'll be able to line that unit up right away. We might want to get some more Russians down here so we can have a bigger stack here. As I said, we probably don't need to, but it wouldn't be the worst thing. Although I don't know if we're going to have the spare units. It's much more important, I think, to reinforce up here and to reinforce Leningrad. So that is operational movement. No combat. Reserve movement. We just have half, 1, half. And that is it for the Soviet faction turn. Do we have any delay rules? I don't think so. No. So we go ahead and add units to the force pools. Just make sure they're organized. We got some new units from our emergency mobilization. All right, that's all good. It is now back to the Axis faction turn with their next treaty card play. So here we go. All right, now we have a +2 die roll modifier on the table here because of an influence marker in Hungary. So we're really hoping we can make it work. It's still not guaranteed. 2/3 is high, but it's not a sure thing, right? When you're rolling on these 6-sided die tables, it's actually very hard to feel like anything's certain. Even a 1 in 6 chance is a pretty high chance of failure, which you would well know if you happen to play a game like Blood Bowl, for instance. Those 1 in 6s come up with, statistically, maybe only 1 in 6, but they sure feel like they come up with alarming frequency. Anyway, let's get on with it. A 4 or better is, no, a 3 or better is going to get us country joins Axis now with the die roll, so that's what we're hoping for. Here we go. A 4. Finally, 4 becomes 6. Country joins Axis. Admiral Horthy took a lot of convincing. I'm pretty sure, there's the talk of getting teeth pulled or something rather than talk to Horthy again after all this work. Country joins Axis. If the neutral minor country does not contain a neutrality marker, allied influence marker, or republican capital marker, activate it as an Axis minor country. So we go ahead and activate Hungary as an Axis country. And we're going to have to probably scale back our ambitions for alignments soon. Hopefully we can get Greece in one go now, though, during the spring, and that could open the path to, I don't know, maybe trying to activate Spain. Or even Vichy, but Spain's probably better. All right, Hungary does not have any special rules for setup, so we'll just go ahead and do its normal setup. Step 1 is the reserve unit goes to the force pool. I think we actually have to activate it, though. Activate as Axis. There we go. Hungary. Go to the counter tray. There's Hungary. That goes into the reserve pool. This goes into the delay box, and then the rest of the units are going on the map somewhere. In and around Budapest, since it is the only city in Hungary. We have to place a mobilization marker. And F4. That's going to be enough to flip all these units over. That's decent. Remove any influence, neutrality, or civil war markers in the country. So there we go. Get rid of that. So the Hungarians can't leave Hungary this turn. That's okay. We probably don't really need them to do any of that until next turn anyway. So that's our political event. Is there any chance of an attack somewhere? I don't think so. So there's no point placing air units down. Probably not until the spring. So support segment, no. Still don't need to put convoys down. Organization, let's go ahead and organize that. Then we'll have an Italian to place next turn. Operational movement. All right, now we're going to get somewhere. We want to avoid giving the Soviets good attacks. Half, 1/2. 2 half. Actually, let's do, that's half, 1/2, 2, 3. Half, 1/2, 2, half, 3. We'll go ahead and go there, and then 1, 2, 3. This unit can stay in Zagreb as a reserve. We can flip it around in any direction, and it's very fast, so it'll get somewhere very quickly. Almost to the front. So, you know, we might send it to 1, 2, and then we can definitely get it to fight somewhere. And is that it? I think it is for operational movement. No combat. Reserve movement. We'll go ahead and shift these units out of. So 1, that's going to be half. 2, 3. And maybe we'll just sit in Budapest. And maybe we'll have the Hungarians on the corner there, because if the Soviets sally forth, that'll be where they could get a good attack. And then we're not losing German steps. So that is it for that. Reserve movement. No reserve movement anywhere else, I don't think. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's the Axis faction turn. Play proceeds to the Western faction. So the Western faction has a political event, do they? Yeah. Now they want to roll low because they don't have a unit to place. 4 becomes 5. Unfortunately, that is military aid. The Western faction has no minor steps, they have no colonial steps, and they have no delay reduction, so it's no result. They don't have a lot to do, except during the organization segment. They're going to go ahead and take this unit out. So that's gone from Scapa Flow, the detachment. And I think that's okay because the Germans, the Axis could remove that unit with a Germany supports nationalist result, but I think that's probably pretty low priority for them to do that. They're going to pick somewhere else probably. Unless they can't. I'm not sure you can pick an off-map box with Germany supports nationalists. Anyway, that's that for that. I don't think they have anything else to do on their turn except for send that back to base. And that's going to be it for the Western faction turn. Soviets don't have a lot to do. They're going to combine that and then what? Do they want to withdraw now that Hungary is in play? I think they do. Right now, the Axis can kind of hook around here and get a solid attack on this hex. It's got 5 factors defending, so it's not too bad, but it's not great. I don't think we're concerned about a flank through Bulgaria unless Germany attacks. And that's okay because then they have to push through the Bulgarians first. So we'll go ahead and do a little bit of rearranging here. That unit goes here. That unit goes there. This goes here. That goes there. All right, that's looking a little more robust. Ten factors defending there. 4 factors, 6 defending there. That could be a little concerning, but because it's further away, the Germans might not be able to attack it during the spring. They might be a little too slow. Okay, well that's pretty good. I think we're happy with that. This hex is still really well defended with all the terrain, so I think they're fine there. That's operational movement. No operational movement up here. We might be a little concerned about the Germans hooking around towards Kiev eventually, but I don't think we're worried about that right now because we've got that buildup happening around Smolensk. I believe that is it for the Soviet operational movement. They have no combat, no reserve movement. So that's going to be it for their turn. We have a delay roll. Germans are probably hoping to get a low enough roll to put that down either in the spring or summer season to maximize the number of minor steps. Although they do have the Yugoslav cavalry as well, so they have the Yugoslav cavalry, the Hungarian reserve, and potentially that Hungarian unit. So they're probably not too concerned about that. A 2. Alright, well they have options. They'll be able to place something down, maybe both of those cavalry during the next 2 seasons. That's fine. That's it for delay rolls. These units are going to their force pools. What did I do? There we go. Let's just make sure those force pools are organized. That's all good. That's all good. That's all sorted. All right, now we actually have some Italians to place. That's great. We might even not bother putting other miners down, so we have as many Italians as possible, because we do want to... Well, we're not in a rush to build up these defenses, are we? No, that's fine. We can wait to do that. We want to get that mech down, though, right away next time, so that it's ready to go for the summer. That is it for the winter season. This is going to be a really short video. But I think we should stick with one season per video just so they don't get too long. The next season could be a little longer, so we'll see how that goes. All right. That is it for that. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or remarks, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and we'll hope to see you next time.